Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man B Swift, High 96.3, right? And you know, June is Black Music Month, and the entire month of June, we've been showing love to a lot of homegrown talent with the power play on our website at Hot 96.3. You've had Skip, you've had Larea Turner, you've had Allison Victoria, you've had Dead Silence. I can go on and on and on and on, right? And it's been dope because the power play's been able to give us a chance to expose some of that talent right here in Indianapolis that you might not ever heard of. And it's been powered by Coors Light, made to chill. But I was sitting around the house and I decided, let me text my homeboy. My homeboy is very knowledgeable when it comes to the music entertainment and understanding the game. And I hit him with a text and I'm going to tell you what it says. I want to record this video talking music business, things artists should do and have to be successful. And he hit me back immediately like, I'm down, sign me up, let's make it happen. So to the screen right now, I want to bring to you my man, my partner, my brother for life, Shadowkat Nightson LLC. How you doing today, sir?
What's good, brother? Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, I appreciate you. And we won't go into your background too extensively, but I know you've done work with major artists along with independent artists when it comes to setting up their businesses as an artist or a producer, all the way up until getting their money and telling them how they should get paid through publishing and things like that. How long have you been in the music game, Shadow?
October will be about 33 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh. And sheesh. And you do it all. There's no inside the music industry that you're not touched upon pretty much, right?
No, I had to learn how to do it all by myself because I got tired of hearing people say, I don't know, when you ask a question. I don't know. I just had to go do my homework, figure it out, and make it happen. And then I decided to help other artists because I didn't want them to have to face the trials and tribulations that I faced trying to learn the business. This is a business, so you have to learn the business.
And that's what makes it dope because, again, you've helped other artists from the local scale all the way up into the national scale. I know you and Rhyme Fest are very great partners, and you've been involved in his career a very long time and helping him flourish throughout this industry also.
Yeah, I deem Rhyme Fest to be one of the premier songwriters of the 21st century. And the guy's a phenomenal talent. That's my brother. I've been with him for going on 20 years now, I think.
Oh, wow.
It's been a while. And he's just an immense talent. His pen game is vicious. And I think he should be justly rewarded for all the work he does for artists. So that's one of the things I focus on for him.
And that's dope. Now, you've been my partner now well over 15 years, and we've done so much in this music game together and helped so many other people also with just basic information. So today I bring you on because I want to help some artists here in Indianapolis. We've both been approached by artists like, yo, I rap. And we like, well, what else do you have? I don't know nothing else, bro. I just know how to get in the studio and give 16 bars on every other verse. Like, that's what I do. And it's like, all right. But it's so much more you're missing. And you said it today that this is a business at the end of the day, more than a hobby, more than a game. It's a business and it's a lot that comes with it. So I want to talk to you about the music business and just go through some things that artists that are out there that want to be serious about this. Maybe they just started rapping. Maybe they've been rapping, but don't have certain things in place. What should artists have in order to be successful?
Most importantly, and I have this on the graphic that we provided here, artists need two things: infrastructure and a solid and consistent team. Most artists don't have a problem being motivated to be creative and productive, and that's great. They can write 16 bars until they're blue in the face, but unless they have an infrastructure in place to make sure that they get paid and a team to make sure that they are protected, all of that is for nothing in regards to the business aspect of the game. So as it's stated here in this graphic, whether an artist wants to or not, they have to think of themselves as a business, and a business needs to have things in place to process money, both incoming and outgoing.
Facts.
And to do this, first and foremost, you need to have infrastructure. That is a word that is often lost on most people, but think of it as having a building to live in, that protects you and provides for you in all circumstances. So think of it like that at a high level.
Right. So let's start at the top of your list and kind of go down some of the things that you have marked off that these artists should understand that they should have.
Okay. One of the primary priorities for your infrastructure is you need to decide on establishing an entity. An entity is simply what is going to represent me in the business. Sometimes this entity is just the name of a company or something that's going to represent you to record labels, other entities that are paying for music, or a production company. It could be anything. So let's say you're writing songs. You need to come up with a publishing entity. It could be your name. It could be a business name. You want to come up with a name that's going to be unique and establish a long-term business address, because what's going to come back around is your entity is going to receive money. That money needs to go somewhere. And it's going to be in the form of a check, or it's going to be in a direct deposit from a vendor like Universal, NBC, whatever the case may be. You need to have an entity with an address that you don't mind being public. That's first and foremost. And I harp on that a little bit because most artists tend to let that slide. Like they jump around from address to address, or they don't establish let's say a PO box with a street address that's consistent, and making sure that PO box stays current so that they continue to receive their communications. But that is a easy, simple, fundamental step that should be established if you're going to conduct business.
And that makes sense. And having that P.O. box, that's cool, because that's where Lil Joe Records gets all his mails. Now, Lil Joe Records, I go to the state, I get my Little Joe Record Company, LLC. Am I done at that point? Or is there another step that I should take place?
Oh, there's way more to do than that. Little Joe Records, LLC needs to decide if he's going to be a sole proprietorship operating as an individual, or if he's going to actually get incorporated. He needs to decide how he wants his company to be treated and viewed by, let's say, the IRS and the state in which the company is established. If you're going to be an LLC, I always recommend, and it's free, you can do it online through IRS online website. You can establish your employer identification number for free after you've set up your entity with the state in which you reside. And they'll help you make sure through the online wizard that they have to get your EIN very easily. This will be the tax ID that follows your entity around wherever you go. Next would be to make sure that you are part of a performing rights organization. Now, this baffles a lot of people, but if you want your music to work for you, if you want to get paid when it gets played on the radio, when it gets paid in public performance areas like, let's say, Lucas Oil Stadium or
Bankers Life or Pepsi Coliseum, anywhere like that, anywhere where it's, somewhere big.
Or some clubs. There are some clubs that, some clubs register the songs that they play in their venue. If you want to get paid for the public performance of your work, or video game licensing, TV licensing, movie licensing, you need to be a member of a performing rights organization like ASCAP or BMI or CSAC. There are numerous ones. Primarily, most people join ASCAP or BMI. I advocate hard for ASCAP, but I have personal reasons for that. But I always suggest that people do their homework and search up both organizations and see which one is best suited for your needs. Let me see here.
Next, we on Sound Exchange.
Right. Once you become an affiliate with a performing rights organization as a writer and a publisher, you want to join Sound Exchange. Now, Sound Exchange is one of those things where a lot of people won't talk to you about it, up front. But I always recommend looking into it because, and I've got something here that I would like to share. Let me see here.
See, this is when conversations get good, because you're getting so much free game. And I want y'all to understand, y'all watching this free game costs so much money.
Right.
That I'm giving you the biggest alley-oop we can find right now, because this free game is like people. If I told you the cost, you probably use the restroom on yourself. But that's what this is all about, to help this culture and help this move up, and we all can be successful, hopefully, somehow, some way, whether it's big or small.
Yeah. With registering with Sound Exchange, to explain, and they say this on their website, Sound Exchange will collect the digital performance royalties generated by the master recordings on behalf of the master owners and performers. This is completely different from what, let's say, something like Song Trust or ASCAP and BMI do. Sound Exchange is looking out for the performers. You know how when someone writes a song, they may have a background vocalist or a featured vocalist who didn't even like write a verse. Sound Exchange wants to make sure that featured vocalist gets paid.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting.
Now that's dope. Now, one of the biggest parts of this graphic that you sent that I noticed, and it's still under the first primary priorities, was the team. And I just want to kind of jump through this, because this is when it gets important. We bring along so many people as a team that don't really have jobs. And then when you get booked, you do this, you looking at everybody like, bro, but you never told them their role as your team. So can we just go through that quickly of what a team looks like for people, or should look like?
All right, let me get that graphic back up. Okay, you gotta have a manager. You gotta have help. You gotta have somebody you trust with your life to help you with your day-to-day operations, and help you cover your overall objectives. Somebody who knows the ins and outs of everything that you're trying to accomplish. You need an accountant. You need somebody to follow that money. You need somebody to help you with your taxes, somebody to make sure that your money's coming in correctly, going out correctly, and being filed with the government correctly, right? And with the state in which you reside. You want to make sure all that's straight. You also want to get an attorney. A lot of people are not familiar or versed with contract law. I am not an attorney, but I'm very versed with contract law. Swift, as you know, a lot of people come to me for help with their contracts because they don't understand something. But I can get in there and I can make someone sweat a little bit because I understand what's being said. Not to take the place of an attorney. An attorney who goes to school for this and specializes this is critical to the overall process of building your team. And if you're the kind of artist that tours, you want to get a road manager to supplement the manager's duties, because you need somebody who's going to go out there and make sure that you get paid before you go on stage. Make sure that your travel arrangements are right. Make sure things are good for you on the road, safe and secure. You want to have these kind of elements around you to keep you safe. And the last point I make on this graphic about a team here is you may want to get somebody who watches all of those individuals to make sure everybody's in line with what you need.
That's very important.
Some people are very trusting, and they allow one person to do all those things for them. And I don't suggest ever doing that. That's dangerous territory.
No. And we've seen artists come back to bite them in the butt. Oh, I'm bankrupt because I let this person do this, and I thought they was watching this, and the lawyer and them was cool, and him and the lawyer conspired to take 22%.
And the key word being conflict of interest.
Yeah. And I think that's important for folks to know, because like you say, you can always have a team, but you need that one person that watches everybody to make sure somebody's not conspiring somewhere on how we're going to get this licensing. He ain't even going to know it until it's too late.
Right. You're surrounding yourself with people you think you can trust. And what ends up happening is something falls in between the cracks and you didn't even know because nobody decided to tell you this.
Facts.
Per the graphic, your team should work within a framework of your infrastructure to make sure that you meet your goals, you deliver your milestones in a timely manner. And what I mean by that is making sure you're delivering your master recordings, making sure things are being delivered to the distributors so that the music comes out, making sure that your filings are proper with the state and with the government, and making sure that everything's happening with whatever you're doing to go on tour or public performances or whatever the case may be, making sure you're reading and understanding your contracts and communicating every aspect of your business needs effectively. So that needs to happen.
It's like so much great free game. And before I get you out of here, because I don't want to give too much, but I know it's a couple other things, and I'm gonna just run off a couple questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we can talk about it in there, because like we were just talking offline, like I think this is gonna spark something more to where it opens more conversation about the music industry. And it might not give everybody the exact, but it'll give you that blueprint, that starter map to say, okay, he gave me enough. Now let me figure the rest to get going, or even contact Shadow. Maybe I can hire him to complete these processes and help me with them, because you definitely got to hiring people. Don't call me. You got to hire Shadow.
Very steep feat.
Now, one thing I want to ask you about, because now you get this all up and going, you're an artist, you got your hit single that you feel like is a hit. Maybe you getting some club spins out of it, and your next step is radio. And okay, you get to a B Swift or Ready Rock or a Strick or a Pimp C, and the radio station say, you know what? Sunday Night Playbook, we're going to play this, right? And what should an artist do with a record when approaching radio, or just even distributors, to have it locked and loaded, so if radio plays it, they get a count for it and they know it's really getting spun?
Besides making sure that the record is radio ready, and you and I know, we always have to tell people to watch this and that on some songs when it comes to terrestrial versus satellite radio.
Facts.
But make sure you're registered with Nielsen, BDS, and Mediabase. Make sure that song is registered so that the spins get tracked. If you want to track the public performance of your songs on these outlets, you're registered with these entities, and make sure that everything's in line. Make sure your publishing is set up, because ASCAP's watching it too. BMI's watching it too. CSAC is watching it too. There's a lot that you have to cover. Treat a song like it's a logical unit of work. It's a product that has to go through a lot to get to where it's going, and you need a team to help make sure that all those pieces go into that logical unit of work so that it succeeds.
Another question I'll ask you before I let you go. I'm not looking for radio, but I feel like I got something that's cool for music. I mean, for movies, for TV. Might give it to Amazon, might give it to Netflix, and I'm into this. Is there anything I should prepare myself before? Maybe some agreements that I should start drafting, or getting a lawyer to write up for me?
Get familiar with drafting license agreements. This is right now in the state of the industry. It's the life's blood of an artist. Back in the day, we would make music and be able to sell it out the trunk for a premium, right?
Right.
We were moving product like nobody's business, and able to recoup a good, pretty penny on what we've invested. Those days are kind of gone. Right now, it takes a lot of money to record a record and market it properly. And if you take the time to draft a license agreement, when it comes time for that song to go on a video game or a movie or a TV show, and they come back to you and be like, can you send us a license agreement that you've constructed and that benefits your shares of a record and looks out for your interest, and they review it and they sign it, you're protecting yourself. You're ready for the game. The whole thing about infrastructure and making sure you have a team is to make sure that you're ready to have those conversations with those entities when they come calling, wanting to license your song for their TV show or their movie or their video game or whatever the case may be. You don't want to be reactive in a situation like this. You want to be ready to go, hit the ground running. A lot of artists are caught unaware because they're not prepared. They don't have this paperwork in place. So it's essential to have it ready to go before it even comes to that. And let's say you've done all this and you've got the song, you got all the paperwork, you've done all this, and nothing happens. Just keep working, keep going, keep striving, keep working hard until the day comes where it is time for you to deliver those milestones. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Facts. As we use that slogan a lot around these places, you got to stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. Now, I got two more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. My first question, well, not even a question. I'm going to just throw this out there because I know you talk about this a lot. The Library of Congress for your entity. What is that for artists? Why should they be worried about that?
Copyright your songs. Don't try mailing it to yourself, calling a poor man's copyright. That don't work. You try mailing something to yourself and walk in the court and watch what happens. You're going to embarrass yourself. If you are serious about your compositions, develop an e-account, online account with the Library of Congress and just register your songs. It's easy. They have a nice setup that steps you through the process of recording, filing registrations for sound recordings or whatever you're creating. They can help you protect it. So just it's an important step that a lot of people don't do. People come to me for it. I charge you for it. I charge you a lot. But I think you see a theme here. But it's something that artists need to start doing.
No, definitely. And my last one, because I think this is important. And I've seen so many artists get into it with people because they didn't know this step. And when they found out this step, maybe the other person didn't, or the other person got over it and now don't want to change it. Me and Shadow in the studio, we make a beat together. Then we sit down and we write the record, but you write 75% of this record and I write 25%. Before I walk out of here, I want to make sure we got an agreement because you telling me this is going on SoundCloud. Well, you tell me it's going on SoundCloud, it's going on Apple, it's going on Amazon, it's going on Tidal. And I just want to make sure I get my tools and fuels instead of sitting back like, bro, this got 1 million streams and I ain't get a paycheck. What is and how important is a split sheet?
A split sheet is your best friend if you're a creator. If you want to know who your friends are when you're making music with them, show a split sheet to them. Ask your friend that you're making music with, if this song makes $1, how much are we going to get out? How are we going to split this dollar? What's the take? Do I get 25 cents? Do I get 50 cents? Figure that out. And that's going to fuel your split sheet, which therein is reflected in your publishing shares with ASCAP or BMI or CSAC or wherever you're going. And it follows the life of the record. Because when that song gets published and people come knocking on your door for a license agreement, they'll say, what are your share of the record? So let's say you write a song and you own 25% of it. And somebody like NBC comes knocking on your door and they want to verify. They say, we have a budget of about $6,000 for licensing this song. What's your share? You say 25%. So you do the calculation, and that's what your take is going to be for that license. That's how much money they're going to send you. So it's important for you to establish your share. A lot of people let this go or don't even think about it. A lot of people are not even aware of it. And so somebody else ends up taking their publishing. Swift, you and I both have seen artists get their songs registered and they're not getting a dime, you know? And so, with my artists, all the artists on my roster, Nightsons, I don't play that. You know, when Rhymefest writes a record for somebody, you need to tell me what the split is because we're going to make sure he's covered. We're going to make sure he's protected because we don't play that ever. So
that's the importance of a team. Somebody going to make sure nothing is left on the table.
Right.
And listen, man, we're going to cut this short because I feel like you about to send me a bill if I keep it going any longer.
Not you, brother. Not you. You good. You solid gold.
But look, people, this is why we're doing this. It's all about getting us to a place and helping us excel. You know what I mean? This small piece of information could change somebody's life because they didn't know it. Maybe they were right there at that point. I'm about to sell this record to this person. I'm about to send this to this movie company. And they wasn't even telling me about money or telling me how I was going to get paid. And then you would have dealt with a headache of lawyers and fees and fighting a machine that you can't out money. And this right here probably just saved you a headache and got you paid. And that's why we wanted to hold this conversation. And Shadow, I definitely appreciate you for taking some time out your day to jump on this. If people need to find Shadow, he's a very hard guy to find. That's why his name is Shadow, because he be lurking in the background. But you can hit Nightsons LLC on Instagram, NIGHT Sons LLC on Instagram. I don't want to give out no other contact because if you don't got the right bag, you probably don't even want to talk to him anyway.
People who don't need to find me, they know how to find me.
We know how to find him. It's real simple.
It's all good.
Nah, but I appreciate you taking some time out. Like I said, I think this conversation is going to spark a series of conversations to help people in this game, man. So I appreciate you giving us your knowledge of 20 plus years, man.
Man, I'm honored and appreciative. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
No problem at all. Once again, we appreciate y'all. Y'all know Power Play, powered by Coors Light, made to chill. I'm B Swift. And until next time, we'll see y'all.